Hello, my food mood friends. How are you? I am going to talk about one of my favorite topics today, coffee enemas. It's something that if you know me, if you're a friend of mine, we've talked about coffee enemas. It's one of my favorite tools, one of my favorite cleansing tools, detox supports, and even one of my favorite ways to spend a day. I love coffee enemas. I haven't done one in a long time. I think since I actually did my coffee enema post months ago. But coffee enemas are really cool, and I just really wanted to wrap up the last month or two of content talking about cleansing and supporting detoxing. I just think that the king of all is the coffee enema. If you know anyone with migraines, it is an incredible migraine medicine, which I have helped people with coffee enemas. But where I want to focus with it today is in detox support. As we have gone through the spring now and we've been focusing on supporting our body with detoxing with raw juices and with sweating and movement and exercise, coffee enemas, and I honestly use coffee enemas a lot when I was doing really heavy detoxing because it really makes heavy detoxing lighter, but it can also be used in conjunction with light detoxing. So coffee enemas, what are they? What do they do? So it requires an enema bag. You have to get an enema bag. You can get one off of Amazon. You can get one at probably your local pharmacy store. It's a really old common practice. And what you want to do is you want to make sure your bowels are empty. So you either have to do a water enema first or you need to do it after a really good poop. But you make about 1 liter of coffee. You use a couple tablespoons of organic light roast coffee. You grind up the coffee and you make the coffee. You don't want more than 1 liter maximum. I would even do a half a liter of coffee. And you brew the coffee, you let it sit and get all strong and stuff. And then you go to the bathroom and you put a little towel down and you put the enema bag higher than you lay on the ground, you insert the tube, you put the coffee into your colon, so it goes in your descending colon, across your transverse and into your ascending colon. So mostly the coffee is directly going into our colon. It's the very bottom part of our digestive tract. And then what you do is you fill up the coffee and you hold it inside, and then you turn onto your right side. And you turn onto your right side because that's where there's a connection. Well, I'm totally spacing the name. There is a connection between the liver, where the liver dumps into the colon. And you're wanting the coffee to sit next to this connection and stimulate it. And it really stimulates and encourages your liver to dump. Whatever stuff is backed up in your liver, it dumps it out. And then you sit there and you hold it and you wait for 20 minutes. You lay on your right side for 20 minutes and you really let the liver part soak it up and dump. And then you let all of the coffee and everything else out. And it is an incredible feeling. It's like drinking a cup of coffee, but it lasts like all day. It doesn't have like an up and down like a cup of coffee does, because it doesn't go through your adrenals. It's digested really different. A lot of people who have coffee sensitivities can still do coffee enemas and they don't feel the big spike of caffeine. I do know a couple people who are really sensitive to caffeine, and even a coffee enema is really hard for them. So unfortunately, it's not the best medicine for them, but if you're not sensitive to caffeine, it's one of the best tools I've ever come across and continue to use and continue to recommend. And what happens is it really allows your body it supports your body in the natural detox process. It cleans out your colon, which is where a lot of stuff gets really stuck. It encourages the liver to really dump and let go. And it's a really pleasant, once you get past the awkwardness of doing a coffee enema, then it's a really pleasant experience. I will say that there is a caveat that I do know that sometimes people can feel kind of crappy after a coffee enema and feel like headachy and not very good. And And honestly, what I do recommend to people who do this is, one is drink a lot of water. You do definitely want to make sure you're hydrated, because doing a coffee enema is a little bit dehydrating because the coffee is still a diuretic and pulling water out of your body. So you want to really make sure you're hydrated, and you want to, sometimes the coffee enema can kick up toxins. And so what I often will recommend, and I think I've even had this happen a long time ago to me, where I didn't feel good after it. And what I did is I actually did a second one, and I really helped get more toxins out. So generally, I would say 99% of the time, coffee enemas will make you feel really great and help you on your detox, unless you're kind of like, have a lot to detox, and then maybe a second coffee enema will actually help kind of clear you out further. But you do really need to make sure that you're hydrated. You need to make sure that you're drinking enough water. It is really important to drink a lot of extra water. Ideally the day before a coffee enema and the day of the coffee enema. I also really love to drink coconut water as a really good hydration with coffee enemas. And the other really important thing is to take some kind of probiotic, whether it's kraut or kombucha or an actual probiotic, because you are removing some of the bacteria out of your intestines, and you really want to make sure that you have some good solid bacteria in your intestines. It's really, really important. Coffee enemas. I love them. Feel free to send me some comments, some questions. Do make sure that the coffee is organic, and ideally it's light roast, but it has to be organic, because we absorb, when we put things into our colon, it's not going through our filtration systems. And so, I mean, eating non-organic stuff is never good, but at least we have our liver and kidneys to help feed, to separate it out so our body doesn't absorb it. But when we're putting it in our colon, it's like direct upload. So really make sure that you're not having any non-organic coffee in your butt. All right, thank you so much. Bye.